Good morning, students. This is Dr. Henry Young. I hope you are well as you begin this summer semester, summer 2021. I think it's important that students recognize that online classes are tough because there's no instructor in front of them that is lecturing and or reminding students to study certain things. So my goal today is to walk you students through, as an introduction, through the various routine activities I believe it will be necessary for you to complete on a daily basis to be successful in this course. The underpinnings of principles of management is really to develop managers and or business practitioners to understand the various factors that are involved in day-to-day business operations. And in understanding these various factors, taking a proactive role in developing a plan for action. Again, these plans for actions within a business organization are largely centered around the corporation or the business entity that an individual works within. So with that in mind, I do believe that it's important for students to be also managers of their own enterprise. And your enterprise for the next 8 weeks will be the enterprise of learning, of growing academically. And the organization is Victor Valley College. So you're a manager, think of it, you're a manager of yourself. Your department is your home. Your department is your mental and intellectual capital that you have around you and within you. And the task is for you to plan to be successful within your course. And within this planning, it also requires that you identify key variables, things that might impact you on a day-to-day basis. We know then, as students in today's 21st century, that computers are our lifeline. Computers are our lifeline for learning. Computers are our lifeline for information. Computers are our lifeline for communication. In many instances, computers are our lifeline for research. So as we look at the manager of you, as you exist here in this at Victor Valley College in this course, I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you will do, as I mentioned, on a day-to-day basis to ensure your success. Again, my name is Dr. Henry Young. I'm a professor of economics, accounting, and business administration, along with entrepreneurship. Here at Victor Valley College, I've taught for Victor Valley for 27 years, going on 27 years, so a long time. They might call me a legacy professor. I have various interests in my life. Of course, I'm a lifelong learner. I love sports, golf, basketball, football, tennis, track and field. I'm even becoming an avid soccer fan. I am also a father and a husband. I have children that have graduated. My son's a doctor, an anesthesiologist. I have a daughter that has a master's degree in education, another daughter that has an arts history degree. And then my daughter, Sydney, who's 12, has several academic aspirations as she grows. And my wonderful wife, Sherry, who's also a teacher. So I share these things with you, one to say, for just to confirm for you that you do have a human being on the other side of this development, this class. Of course, with being in an online course, you don't get to see me on a day-to-day basis, but you will hear from me. All right, so let's dive in. So the first things you students are going to, if you're not new to Victor Valley College, the first thing you're probably familiar with is the fact that you have to log into your Canvas shell. Of course, you would type in VVC. On your screens, it'll come up in this fashion. You just hit Canvas. Now you're going to have a particular login, and so if you're watching this video, you've already done this because this video will be housed in our module section under the professor's comments. So after entering the dashboard, you'll see a number of courses on your dashboard. Of course, you can see mine here, and you will just click on Principles of Management. Now in this instance, there's going to be two websites that you will use for this class. The first website is Canvas, as you see here. And the second website is going to be what we call McGraw-Hill Connect. And you see right here on the left side of the screen, you'll see McGraw-Hill Connect. So those of you who have taken classes before where you had to have an access code to get into the publisher's resources for the textbook that your professor was using, you no longer need that. Today's environment innovation has provided the fact that we have the courses that are automatically set up with, I believe, what we will call a plugin to the publisher's website. So there's a plugin. I'll talk to you more about that. So as you open your course on a weekly basis, and I mentioned this ad nauseum within the syllabus, the first thing you want to do is take a look at the announcements for the week. So you'll notice here there's announcements that I have stated or placed in the class. I said, hello students, as we prepare to begin the summer session, I want to make a couple of items available for you to review. Keep in mind that the class does not officially start until Monday, July 21st. Thus, I will continue to updating the Canvas course section until Monday. I want to make a comment about that because even though this course is an online course, changes happen all the time. Now, of course, these changes are planned, as I mentioned earlier. So there will never be a situation where I'll change something that is vital to your success, meaning a due date of an assignment won't be changed the day before. In general, any changes that I'll make will basically be updates. I do find during the weeks my students will email me about certain things, and a student might email me about, well, Professor Young, I need clarification on the discussion board. And I'll go back and read the discussion board, and I might find, oh, okay, there's a clarification I might need to make in terms of the number of examples that a student might need. My point is that if you review the website at least 3 times per week, you will catch and or be able to view any or all changes that are made. And again, if I make a change, I'll always specify the changes in the announcements first, and then that will guide you directionally as to where those changes might apply. So in terms of this point here, I'll continue to update the course on a continuous basis. I say also, please do not begin working on assignments until Monday, and we are on Monday, so it's now time that you can begin working on your assignments, and I'll show you where they are. And then please make sure to review the announcements every week to stay current with the course. Again, that should read course, not courses. So I'll make that change here now. I hope you don't mind. And then I'll make a change to that a little bit later. So this is something that I deployed this past weekend, and so I'll need to do an update to this morning, which I'll do as soon as I finish my video. Okay, so after you've come to your page and for the class, and you'll see the announcements that will pop up. The next thing will be is typically there's what we call a welcomes page. This is my home page for the course. And it talks a little bit about the class, myself, some things that I mentioned earlier. And more importantly, I placed a picture of the book that we are using for this semester. I won't read all this information in hopes that you will engage in the class here in the next hour or so, or sometime today or sometime this week, to make sure that you're abreast of the class and the requirements for the course. So then after that, the first thing that I would do is I'd say, okay, I've reviewed the announcements, and maybe you'll do this, like I said, on Monday. The class typically will be updated on Monday morning, depending upon the week. Like the 4th of July week, I usually have a weekend where I may be a little slow to update, but keep in mind that the Canvas shell is basically what we might call home base, okay? And the McGraw-Hill Connect is secondary base, and that's where you'll see most of your assignments within McGraw-Hill Connect. So after you've done that, then you want to navigate to modules. And when you go into modules, you'll notice then that there's a couple of things that you will see on a weekly basis. First and foremost, I have the course syllabus and reading list established here. I do believe I need to make a change to this syllabus though, because as I made updates last night, as I was getting prepared for today, I'm going to remove that for now. And I'm going to go back in and add this because I believe that there is an update that I did not do yet. Course syllabus is going to be that one. Okay. And so then this first area here that you'll see fundamentally is just, as I mentioned, your home base. So we have the reading list for the course, which I want to take a look at some point, and then we have the syllabus. I typically have those tiered like that. And then the weekly assignments are located here. Now you'll notice the weekly assignments, you'll have a little, I guess you could call this a calculator with a little edit pencil. And fundamentally what this is saying is that this is going to be an assignment that's graded. And the fact that this assignment is graded, then you're going to automatically know, well, that in most cases, 90% of our assignments that you students will do will be deployed through McGraw-Hill Connect. And so that's why you'll see the little marker there, a grader marker, right? It looked like a clipboard. I said it was a calculator, but more than anything, it looks like a clipboard of some sort. And then you have, so for this week, you have an orientation assignment. You have an assignment that says managing and performing the student. Notice there's no points for this. Well, this is just the e-text. This is the chapter that you're going to read. So you don't get points for reading the chapter. Then you're going to have the PowerPoints for the chapter. Almost in every week, you'll have what we call homework and or chapter exercises and a video that you'll have to watch. In this case, the homework can be done multiple times, 2 times. Okay, and then the computer will score your average over 2 cycles of doing the homework. And then you'll notice here I have chapter 2, the PowerPoint, the exercises and videos, and then a small assignment. So in this class, we won't have a quiz every week, but we might find, I should say this, we only have 8 weeks, so it is a strong possibility that we'll have some type of a quiz every week, right? But this is fundamentally the second base. We said, well, not second base, but we said that the Canvas is home base, and so now this is just information that is regarding your assignments. So you might say, okay, well, Professor Young, how do I get to those assignments? Well, before we do that, let's take a look at the reading list real quick. And the reading list is a continuous item. It's not necessarily static to the degree that we won't make any changes, but what I've done here is I've outlined the course week, the chapters that we'll be doing, the discussion boards that you will be responsible for, and then the activities that are required. We'll talk about the Learn Smart, the chapter exercises, and the videos, as I've alluded to earlier. And then you'll notice here that I have items that are done at McGraw-Hill Connect, and then items that are done in Canvas. Okay? So when you look at those two things, predominantly, most of your work is going to be done in McGraw-Hill Connect. Thus, you will need access to McGraw-Hill Connect. Okay? So this is our reading list. Let me go back to modules. So your modules is fundamentally, this is your file folder for the week. Okay? As I mentioned, I would check this at least twice a week, maybe even 3 times, just to review it. You might say, well, Professor Young, that's not efficient. But because we're in a course, I want to make sure that, like today, I'm going to go in and upload this video. And so if you would have checked this morning, and then you don't check this again until next Monday, then you would miss the professor's video. And I'll typically work on the professor's video on Monday of each week, if not before. So again, as you come in on Monday, if you come in before 1 p.m. or 12 noon, the professor's video may not be up yet. So you'll know, okay, I need to go back and check. And I think that is something that I would strongly suggest, is that you review the modules a couple of times a week, just to be safe. Okay? So then the next thing you would do is you would click on McGraw-Hill Connect, because this is where your e-textbook is going to be. And some of you students may purchase the book as I have it in the physical form, and that's okay. But you will need access to Connect. So to get into Connect, you'll click the button, and then now you students will come into an area that will be slightly different. It will ask you for your email account, and then you'll give the system your email account, and then it'll ask you to choose the course, and a number of courses will come up, and you'll see BADM 110, Principles of Management, online section. You'll see this, and you'll click that, right? Then the system will allow you, it'll ask for your payment information. You can give it your payment information, or you can choose to use the website or the resources for 14 days for free if you're having maybe an issue buying the resource right away. Remember, the college has resources, and I'll provide you a link a little bit later, for all students that are having economic hardships based upon this lagging impact of COVID. And I'm sure that if you reach out to our college, that you can more than likely get your book paid for. But don't hold me to that. I'll give you some information. Remember, as a student, we talk about planning. Anytime you take a course, you want to plan to buy the resources. So then you'll see here on the McGraw-Hill Connect, and don't panic, right? Because you'll notice that all of these items have dates on them. This first item is an orientation item. This is practice. You have your reading in chapter 1. You have your Learn Smart modules. Okay, the Learn Smarts are very, very important. These are the items that are developed utilizing what we might call artificial intelligence. And the system will ask you, do you want to practice this just for fun, or do you want to practice these assignments to really learn? It may not say the term really, but to learn, right? And so I would highly recommend that you utilize the Learn Smarts as your tutor. Of course, you can email me, your professor, anytime, and we'll talk a little bit about that in my next video. And then chapter exercises, and you do have a quiz for chapter 1. And then there is, of course, chapter 2 and the items that are related. So on your page, you won't see any of these items where the eye is not open, because these are items that I've closed, and I typically will open the assignments on a weekly basis. Okay. Then you can return back to Canvas. You can go back into Home. And that is it, fundamentally. All right, so I hope that this video helped today.